You ever see somebody try to put a stroke around a piece of type and it wrecks the piece of type? I'm going to show you how not to do that. Let me share my screen. We're back in Illustrator and we're learning how to put strokes and paths together in here. So I am looking at, yes, thank you, share, good. I hope you can see this. I've got a piece of type here, baloney, and I've got a shape. We don't have to do it inside of a shape. You can do it anytime. I could put my fill and stroke on this, but I'm going to show it to you inside of an envelope because it's even more impressive because it stays type even though it's inside of an envelope. So I've got this big fat envelope drawn, this big liver, and I've got my piece of baloney type here. And what I'm going to do is say object envelope distort make with top object. So that says whatever's on top, use that as the envelope within which this piece of type goes in, but it's still type. Crazy, I know. You can see I've still got the access to it. I've double clicked on it and it got me into isolation mode right here. That gray bar that shows up across the top that says you must want to do something with this piece of type, and I do. I can still change the word. I could, respell it. I could spell it the Italian way. So you still got control over this piece of type, but what I also want to show you is what you can do to make that pretty cool. So we're going to get into the appearance window right here. Appearance window gives you a ton of control over what exactly is happening with that piece of type. So what I want to do is add a new fill to this piece of type. Right now the fill is black. Let's change that to whatever, yellow. Great. What I want to do now is put a stroke around that, and I'm going to add a new stroke right there and make it, like cyan. No, I'm going to make it dark, kind of a mid-range blue and fat. I want to make a nice big fat stroke around the outside of that. This is what you'll often see in the marketplace where people don't understand how to put a stroke on a piece of type. It lays over top of it, it wrecks the type, it's almost completely illegible. But the problem is that the stroke is on top of the fill. I'm just going to grab that stroke and pull it and down like that, and suddenly I've got that beautiful stroke around the fill and it's behind, the stroke is behind the fill. So the fill maintains the letter forms, even stuck inside that envelope distort, still makes it work. If I wanted to control more about that stroke, I can get into that. It's a 20-point stroke, 20 points. And I could change the way that the corners work so that they're round caps and round corners. They're not quite so sharp. Gives me lots of control over that. So I've still got my stroke menu inside my appearance menu. And then if I said I want to add another stroke and put a big fat crazy thing on there of like 80 points and make that, orange, and pull that down under the blue stroke that we had already on there, you can start to do stuff like that. Pretty great, I know, and hopefully you find yourself thinking, that was the coolest thing ever. I'm back out of isolation mode, and if I really wanted to, I could convert this whole thing. As I say, right now it's still a piece of type. How great is that? So if you find yourself thinking, now I want to convert it, I could go up here to say object expand appearance. It would convert the whole thing to outlines, and now I've got that instead of that. Hopefully you found yourself thinking, man, that was cool. I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye.